Hello and welcome back once again. This is indeed a special episode as we travel all the way down to San Antonio to watch some AEW and make some special stops along the way. I am floored by how good of a trip this ended up being. Picked up several games off my list. I picked up several games I've wanted and comic books along the way. Let's go ahead and get started. First stop being that Bankston's and King's Landing and butter my biscuits. That was a very delicious breakfast. Great way to start the trip. And in the back, getting into that sweet game room area, I found me a copy of Dynasty Tactics. The Dynasty Warrior series is something I have beloved, and I've always wanted to get into the Dynasty Tactics part of it, and this will be my start here, and I can't wait to pick up the rest of the series. And indeed, what they also had there was one of these bad boys. Still in the box, and it is a beaut. DDR is something that I am personally in love with. And the home version, while not as good as the arcade, is still a great time, and for only 30 bucks, practically brand new, I'm looking forward to it. And with it being that King's Landing and Bankston's connection, I actually went over and got me a Plastic Man comic from them next door. And it's part of a 4-issue series, not of the original 60 or 65, but hey, this is one of the older ones, and I look forward to reading this one. That Tilt arcade was a beaut of a arcade. I love to spend more time there, especially on that Jambo Safari. But I was trying to stick to a bit of a schedule to hit up all these stores on my trip down. Ended up being a bit of a walkthrough. Can't wait to a later trip so I can spend some more time there. But partly what originally brought me to that mall was for their Entertain Mart, which is like your movie trading company or vintage stock. And I got me a copy of City Crisis. City Crisis here. Look at the spine. I always thought it was interesting how it a blank spine, a unique title for the PS2, and I'm looking forward to playing this on my channel. What was also at that Entertain Mart was a couple of bins of comic books, and you know your boy found himself a Plastic Man comic. This is one of the newer ones, certainly not of the older variety. This came out in the late 90s, and you know what? For $2, I'm gonna get my enjoyment out of it. There was plenty of things over there that FX Gaming that was catching my eye, but I, in my heart, couldn't bear to drop that kind of money. There was certainly a lot of gems over there. Oh boy, at that game exchange, I really wanted to pick up that copy of Power Shovel, and it actually pains me right now that I did not go ahead and pick it up, but hopefully it's going to be there next time I drop into that store. But what I couldn't help on the way out of that store was this guy. Oh boy. I have his counterpart nice and tucked away, so it felt good to go ahead and add this guy to my collection as well. He will be sitting comfortably next to him. At the next game exchange along the way, I was there just in time to see a spirit camera heisted right in front of me. Oh my Jesus. It would have been cool to have that one in my midst, but you know what? If it's going to another worthy home, I'm happy to see it. However, what I did pick up at that game exchange was a copy of Flat Out. It was at a pretty good price, so I went ahead and went for it, and it was in good condition. My hope is to find the sequel also at a pretty good price, but hey, you know what? Going ahead and jumping on this one at only $8 was, you know, fine with me, because I know I put many hours into this as a kid. And now, y'all, that press play was the highlight of the trip. For sure, because I got to cross off so many games on my Xbox racing game list. What we have here is a ton of games that I've been needing up the list and been patient enough, and patience paid off, to get a hold of some of these titles. We have XGRA, fantastic, $5. Circus Maximus, not getting this game in a completely destroyed condition or paying $13 or $15 is fantastic. Monster 4x4 World Circuit. This game right here, I always see it for at least maybe $10, $15. It's a only on Xbox game. Didn't find it with the manual. This I think is the only one in this stack that I didn't get with the manual, so hopefully I find it soon. But Monster 4x4 World Circuit, this is actually a big dog off of the list. Speaking of big dogs off the list, Arctic Thunder, $5. My word. A game similar in the vein of Hydro Thunder. Arctic Thunder is snowmobile action, racing, goodness. I can't wait to play it. $5. $4 for Colin McCree 3. Thank you. Now I have Colin McCree 3, 04, and looking for 05 at a good price. Codemasters knows how to make rally games. And if you know me, you've heard Codemasters before. Yes, they are a good developer of racing games. Thank you. $2 for this stupid drag racing game. Getting a hold of this finally for $2 because I think that's what it's worth. It may be made by Bethesda, but it's worth $2. It's a freaking drag racing game. Finally have this at a good price. Groove Rider Slot Car Thunder. Man, I love this game so much. I'm happy to have this in my collection. I actually like this quite a bit and I played it on my channel already, and getting it in this condition is fantastic. IndyCar 2005 and its counterpart IndyCar series as well. Both $5 instead of paying like weirdly $10, maybe even more, and they're always very sun faded because they sit on the shelf for forever because they're at those weird prices. For both $5, I'm ready to play these and knock them off my Xbox racing game list. And then last but not least, Aggressive Inline, only $5. Man, this whole stack, like all of them like $5, worked out beautifully. This whole stack of mine, I got 10 games. Yes, 10 games from Press Play, and it was all worth it. Thank you so much for being a part of my trip. Hell of a good time, hell of good stuff. Now the dates that I was there, I was not able to hit up Gundam Zip. They were closed that particular week because it was a few days before Christmas. I completely understand, but right around the corner was Noodle Alley, and it was delicious. Oh my gosh, had some hot broth to warm the soul, and then also had some popcorn chicken, which was delicious as well. Oh my gosh, can't wait to go back there again, and also hit up Gundam Zip because I was missing that logo. Alright, that does it again for this time. I've been Fanboy Bryan, and I hope you have a good one. Take care.